Commercial television has introduced Americans to a wide variety of characters over its three-quarter century history. Within that same time span, Americans have been witness to the civil rights struggles by African Americans, often through the same television medium. Just as the struggle of African Americans was depicted on television through the 40s, 50s, and 60s, so too were the harmful depictions of blacks and other minority communities as varying stereotypical archetypes beamed through the television sets of consumers nationwide. These were images from shows such as Amos and Andy, the first show ever to feature an all-black cast starring two black males portraying exceedingly inept characters, unable to function in society constructively.
Holy life! Don't want you to see nothing.
Amos and Andy came from the mind of two white men, Freeman Gosden and Charles Correll, who initially created a radio broadcast about a couple of colored characters. Amos and Andy was removed from the air in 1953 due to intense pressure from civil rights groups. Images like these permeated through the homes of thousands and eventually millions, bombarding adults and children alike with negative and unrealistic portrayals of minority communities, and perpetuating negative stereotypes that would be reinforced with regularly scheduled programming. Travis Dixon, an assistant professor at the University of Michigan, wrote about the four stereotypes of African Americans in early television. The mammy. The mammy represented a good, wholesome caretaker of whites, but a mean and insensitive presence in her own family life. The coon. The coon represented black ineptness at living successfully in white society. The Tom. Stemming from the term Uncle Tom, the Tom was an apologist for slavery and constantly endearing themselves to whites. And the buck. The buck represented the violent and uncontrollable black male. Other scholars have included an additional figure relevant to these stereotypical images, the Jezebel, an innately promiscuous black female, so hypersexualized she could even be portrayed as a predator.
Welcome back to Hannity. The brand new dash cam video today showing a Florida police officer fatally shooting an unarmed black man back in February comes on the heels of last weekend's fatal shooting of another black man by a cop in South Carolina. Joining us now with more reaction, the founder and president of Bond Brotherhood Organization for a New Destiny, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, and civil rights attorney Leo Terrell. Jesse, you agree with what I'm saying about this? I have carried a gun my entire adult life. There is no risk to anybody. You do not shoot an innocent man in the back 8 times in cold blood like this. Your reaction?
Well, I agree with you that when I first saw the video, I was shocked as well to see this guy running off, this black man running away and being shot in the back. But after the initial shock, I calmed down and I started to question things. What happened before this shot, those shots happened?
Why would that even be? Wait, hang on a second. But if he's not a threat to the officer, Jesse, wait a minute. If he's not a threat to the officer, there is no, or a threat to anybody else, there's never a justification. In terms of tactics and techniques and training, there's no justification for what I see on that video. None.
Well, I want to make it clear that I'm not justifying at all the action of the police officer, but what I am saying is that we, as American citizens, owe it to the officer to give him the benefit of the doubt.
But let's take a worst-case scenario.
Until we get all the information and then make a decision based on the information that we get.
Let's assume he punched the police officer in the face, you know, raked his jaw with a hammer punch and broke his jaw. At that moment when he fired the weapon and hit that man 8 times in the back, he was not a threat to that officer or anybody else. And that means that is not a justifiable use of force, period. Jesse, the tape is clear as day.
That's right, but I'm not justifying the shooting itself. I don't know what happened. I'm just saying in America, you are innocent until proven guilty.
I agree.
And right now, Sean, white officers are under attack by angry black folks in this country.
But this is a guy that gives officers.
These officers, They're not listening. They're
He
not
gives them a
obeying the
bad
authority of the
name.
police officer.
All right, Leo, let me go to
But
this.
he doesn't give them one yet because we don't know what the evidence is.
Jesse,
before you switch subject, this is the second time in the history of Fox News Cable that you, Sean Hannity, and I agree. Jesse Lee Peterson is the only man on the face of this earth who is talking about everything else other than the unlawful shooting of this man. I suggest, Jesse, you look at a case called Tennessee versus Gardner. The Supreme Court has said you cannot shoot an unarmed person. And for you to come on this show as a black man and to say somehow justify this shooting, you're an embarrassment to the world right now. The whole world is looking at how stupid you are.
I am
yes,
not
you are.
justifying
You're trying to
the
focus
shooting,
on another
but what
subject.
I'm saying
You're
is
changing the subject.
Our police officers are under attack.
One at a time. Jesse.
Leo, our police officers are under attack
in the back
around the world. And if,
you
are the
only man taking a position.
Jesse.
This is embarrassing.
If you notice, Sean,
you are embarrassing.
We have had so many cases where Americans have overreacted.
We're not talking about other cases.
We're
talking about this case.
Guys, Michael Brown situation.
No,
I'm saying we got to stop overreacting.
Gentlemen, let me step in here.
Sean,
Leo, you got to stop. We can't hear Jesse, and we can't hear you. Let him finish his thought, and I will go back to you. I promise. Jesse.
All that I'm saying is that we should wait for due process. Because I don't think Americans understand how angry and brainwashed these young black folks are. There has been an element of black Americans who have been listening to people like
you better come
these
to me
race
or I'm
hustlers.
All right, Leo,
in the United States.
I am not going to sit here and listen to this hate.
All right, Leo.
It's my turn.
No, now it's my turn, and then I'll go to you. Hang on a second. Leo,
I'm not going to listen to it.
Leo, I am saying I want to ask you a legal question. Because we're talking about here, I think what Jesse is discussing is a topic for another day, but not in this case.
Yes.
In this case,
I agree.
The legal justifiable use of force is clear. He is not a threat to anybody. I think it's irrelevant what happened leading up to this based on the video.
Listen, I have just given you kudos. You and I are in agreement for the second time in the history of Fox News Cable. It is against the law for any officer to shoot an unarmed black man or any man in the
Leo,
back.
Let me ask
Jesse
you a
Lee
favor.
Peterson wants to talk about everything. Hey, you quiet down.
Let me ask for your support.
If you don't stop talking, I'm done.
Let me ask for your support, Leo.
I'm done.
Right now, I'm working with a family in the inner cities of South Central LA. They have gang members who are living in their community and openly robbing their homes. They're breaking into their homes. And the good folks there are afraid to even call the police officers, and they know who is doing it, but they fear for their lives.
Jesse,
I want Leo to get with me and get cameras to go into those community and photo. Well, it's too bad. Leo's a little coward. But I want Leo to go into the inner cities with me with cameras, and let's take pictures of the thugs who are harassing
Jesse, I think that's a discussion for a different day here.
My audio engineer just showed me a picture of the fallen Messiah, Barack Obama, and Big Mama at a basketball game. Remember they went to this basketball game and this KISS camera zoomed in on them, and the weak, pathetic, pitiful excuse of a man, Obama reached over and kissed Big Mama, because had he not, she probably would have flowed him. This picture, now I don't know if it's real, it's too gross. Big Mama is at the game and she's like holding her arms up, yelling for the team, I guess, and she looked nasty. I'm looking at this picture. She has her arm up cheering for the team, and she has on this top with just look like a T-shirt or some type of top. And under her arms, looked nasty. Hair, it looked gross under her arms. Looked like she didn't shave the morning that she got up. And then she's fat as a pig. She forgot to put her girdle on to hold her stomach in. So she got all this fat belly. And then this has to be Photoshop. I mean, she's fat and gross. She looks as though she's from the south side of Chicago. That's too nasty. Now, I know that Big Mama and her little boy Obama brought shame to the White House and to our country. They have done dancing with Ellen DeGenerate, doing push-up, Big Mama out there dancing with kids and wearing these, I guess it is real, huh? She look awful. I wonder if Big Mama paid Obama to marry her. She is fat as a pig. I told you Big Mama is eating all the ribs. This woman is not this little tiny thing you see on TV. I don't see a tiny woman, but some people do. But anyway, she looked nasty, folks. She does not look like First Lady at all. We have never had such shameful people in the White House before. This is the first time. They have no class. Big Mama and Obama, Big Mama Michelle. They have no class at all. None. Zero. Zilch. And if I was black, well, if I was an African American, I am black, but I'm American. I am not an African. I am not African American. I am 100% American. If I was African American, I would be embarrassed by Obama and Big Mama. I really would. I wouldn't let anyone know. That is her, huh? She's just as fat as a pig. That's her belly? Wow. I wonder what is she thinking when she sees this picture. I bet she would like to shut down the internet and take that picture off, huh? Sheila is fat. She's eating all the ribs and the Mexican food and the hamburgers. Lord, if ever I needed you, I need you now.
The American social order, which includes the government as well as sympathizing whites, which includes the majority of them. And you don't have to take my opinion for it. There's been polls done for the past 50 years that clearly show that most white people would desire an America without black people. Are you telling me you don't know that? Is that not why we have segregation?
I'm not aware of that. I'm not aware of that.
Is that not why we have segregation?
Let me ask you this.
Is that not why most white people prefer to live with white folks? Is that not why most white people would prefer that their kids go to an all-white school? Are you telling me you don't understand white supremacy? I'm sure you're an intelligent black man. Please don't tell me you don't understand white supremacy exists in this country.
Let me tell you why most white Americans and good black folks don't want to live with other black people, because they don't want to live in ghettos. They don't want to live in crime-ridden areas. They don't want to go to school. Let me finish. Yeah, I'll let you ask, but hold on. They don't want to go to schools in the urban area where your children's lives are at risk, or they are called white if they try to do well in school. Why would anybody with any common sense want to live in those types of environments?
Okay. Well, first of all, I have to say this with all respect. You are a sad case, my brother.
What did I do?
I mean, you totally identify with the enemies of your people. You have no compassion.
What did I do?
For your people. You are the reason that I became a psychologist, to help self-hating black people overcome their trauma. I mean, to hear you talk, it's a shame that we have black men like you who should be fighting for their people.
I am fighting for my people.
Protecting their integrity.
Hold on, Dr. Johnson. Let me take a break.
My producer is white, and he's a racist. I hear him say things that I wouldn't even say.
Like what?
He used the N-word,
Wow.
and he laughed, and he had fun with it.
I see. And do you think he's a racist?
And he said that when he's walking through the mall, he and his little buddies, and they see black guys walking through the mall, he automatically look at them and go guilty.
I'm not surprised. Do you think... What's your producer's name? What's your producer's name? What's his name?
What do you want, Gus? What do you want from white people, or what do you want?
What is your producer's name?
James.
James. Oh, is this the person who emailed me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Hey, Gus, we're going to hold you through the final segment. Is that okay? We're going to bring you on just to...
You said 10 minutes. You said 10 minutes.
I apologize. All right. No,
is this James?
If you got to go, you got to go.
Is this James? Are you James? Oh, okay. You're the producer he was talking about?
Yeah.
Wow. So you you say nigger?
Yeah, at times.
Wow. If you come on, I will stay because I would like to ask you about that quickly since he did mention you. Can you come on?
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me just double check with the host just to make sure that it's cool with him.
Okay.
Please hold.
Where's James at? James said that he was willing to come on for the last segment. The producer, who is white, he was talking to me during the break.
Oh, yeah, we were supposed to bring James in.
Yeah,
James,
where's James at?
Thank you, Della. I forgot to bring James in. In the meantime, while he's getting here, Sandra, you want to say something fast to Gus out of Memphis, Tennessee?
Yes. Hi, Gus. When you decide not to forgive anybody, you have just bought a first-class ticket straight to hell.
I don't think that's in the Bible. Where are you getting that from?
From Mark 11:26.
What does that say?
Jesus said that.
He said what? You're going to hell if you don't forgive someone?
Not only are you going to hell, you're living in hell.
What does the passage say? You have to read it to me specifically.
Mark 11:26. If you don't forgive others, then your heavenly Father cannot forgive you. Mark 11:26.
James is here, but just say hi, James. So you know you showed up.
No! Did you said James? You did say that you say nigger. Is that correct, James?
Yes.
Okay. What can you give us like a context? When was the last time you used the word nigger?
This morning, talking to Jesse, I said something about niggers.
Wow. Racist man. Racist man.
Thanks for coming. Gus, thank you so much for coming on, man. We'll have you back.
Once again, I got this notice yesterday that I made the Uncle Tom list again. They had some hard hitters there, but I made the Uncle Tom list again this year. I'm number 2 out of 5 on the list. I got the second position. Yeah! I am still Uncle Tom. I have been Uncle Tom for 22 years. And I'm just okay with that. Uncle Tom. And I have an Uncle Ruckus. Let's hear a little bit more of my Uncle Ruckus, so the folks will know that I'm proud of my uncle. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
I am a very spiritual person. I start each day by thanking the white man for the sunrise, for the land I walk on, for the air I breathe. I am not black, nor do I consider myself to be black.
That's my Uncle Ruckus. Doesn't sound like a good man, hardworking, thanking the white man for the air he breathes. When you're black and you tell the truth, you make the Uncle Tom list. Most black people don't believe that a black person or black people are capable of thinking for themselves. They really don't believe that. That's why you make the Uncle Tom list.
This is a man who believes in going on white television shows, especially Fox, parroting the party line that black people are somehow racist. First of all, get your language right. Racism presupposes the ability to control a significant segment of the population through imposed policies coercively. Black people may be bigots, we may be prejudiced, we're not racist. In order to be racist, white men would have to be hung for just being white men, or for looking at black women the wrong way. So there's no parallel between white racism and black racism, number one. Number two, Jesse Lee Peterson has a disparaging viewpoint about most black people. Where are his numbers coming from? What are the statistical data that suggests 96% of black people are racist and voted for Barack Obama merely because he's black? So when white people vote for a white candidate, when most white people vote for a white candidate, when there are only white candidates in the race, and most white people vote for them, are white people therefore ineluctably, unavoidably racist for voting for a white candidate? The logic of that is bewildering and befuddling to me. Number three, this is condescending to black people who watch BET. Why is it that you come to our neck of the woods and parrot this kind of vicious lie without having any evidence to support it and without being open to the fact that black people are like white people? We make choices based upon our self-interest. That drives our politics. So I'm just stunned and in one sense just embarrassed to have to appear on a station that caters to the perspectives of black people and the broader America with a person so self-hating, so ignorant, so lethally unintelligent, and unmolested by enlightenment that he has to spew that kind of nonsense. If I had more time, I'll tell you what I really thought.